Alright, new game time. I found this on Steam as a free-to-play game, and I thought it looked fun, because I am a bit of a sucker for a good love story, so there's that. This game was created by Michaela Laws, I think, was the right name? Yes, it was. Michaela Laws. Yep. And it came it's pretty highly reviewed as a free-to-play game, so let's start a new game. Yes. Do I click? I did not know about the warning. So yeah, if you are sensitive to any of these things, then I guess just be careful, watch at your own risk. Yeah. Abuse, implied rape, and suicide. I like none of these things. I hope the story is at least good.
Why, hello. My, aren't you a gorgeous sight? Can I be honored enough to know your name?
No. Oh. I don't know. What should I name myself? Yeah, let's just go with that.
A lovely name for a lovely person like you. Wonderful.
Oh god, this guy's voice is so skeezy. I don't like it.
Eric, do your job.
Very well. This game was produced by Seraphim Entertainment under the direction of Michaela Laws and is powered by Ren.py visual novel engine. We truly hope you'll enjoy this story. I know I'll enjoy it, since you'll be in it.
Fun story. I actually tried messing around with Ren.py once. It took forever to actually understand what the hell was going on. I didn't really come up with anything fun, though. Otherwise I'd show people, but whatever.
Fine. Farewell, my sweet.
Note to self, do not go after a guy named Eric.
Come on! Is that all you got?
Wanna try me, asshole? Crap! Missed.
Let's retreat for now.
No kidding. Let's get out of here.
That's right. You better run, you stupid punks! Stay out of our territory!
I like that's fully voiced.
This formula, created in the 70s, is one of the most important in the field of financial theory. It is used to calculate the price of European-style options and is widely used by option marketers, though there are some discrepancies that are now corrected with the modern viewpoint.
And now there's rain on a tin roof in the background. The specific soundtrack, or the sound option right here is on a tin roof. You can hear it really specifically. But the main character isn't voiced, so I guess I'll be reading for her. Me, her, whatever. Rain. It's been a long time since we've gotten rain around here. But it is the season for rainy weather, so it's not exactly surprising. Personally, I love the sound of it. The way the raindrops fall, like the soft tapping of fingers. It was so soothing. Even looking at the droplets hit the glass of the window was strangely calming. For this reason, I felt lucky for having a seat next to the window, although I did spend more time staring outside than I did paying attention in class. The lectures in class were pretty boring. Mrs. Phillips' voice was so horrific? So perfect? Whatever. But I just wasn't interested in what she was saying. And since it was a period right before lunch, all I could think about was doing other things in my free time. Honestly, I didn't really care much for economics. Sure, I had good grades in this class, but it was only because I read the textbook and did my assignments as I had to. I was only taking this class because it was mandatory. If it were up to me, I probably would have taken another course. Well, there is, different options for economic classes. I mean, you can take a harder economics class. Hell, at the one college I went to, there was an economics for artists class, which was basically a very silly class, where they tried to link everything to, art. And I don't know, I wasn't in that class. I took the more traditional class, but it was an option. There are options. Luckily, it was my senior year, so after this semester, it would mean the end of high school courses forever. Oh, it's high school, that's why. I'm going into this almost entirely blind. I mean, I read a couple of reviews for it, and a lot of them seemed pretty positive, but I don't really know much. Okay. I didn't hate high school. It was just kind of mundane how the days drifted on and on as if there was no end to it. The only thing I really enjoyed about going to school was meeting my friends and hanging out with them, but that was kind of it. In short, I was done with high school. The start of the second semester brought a note of finality to it. I had already applied to many universities the semester prior, and I was expecting replies sometime in the next few months. It seemed like the start of something new, something that would change. That is, if things could change. I stared at the faint outline of raindrops in the distance. For now, I was stuck in this class.
Miss Anderson.
Her face is so derpy. Miss Phillips' raised voice interrupted my train of thought. It was when I was thinking about class. I quickly turned my head to face the teacher. Hopefully she didn't pick me just because she noticed that I was spacing out. Yes, ma'am?
Would you care to name the equation I set up on the blackboard?
You mean the non-existent equation that's on neither of the blackboards, unless it's on the one that's behind your back? Oh, I think I read about it in the textbook last night. It should be the Black-Scholes model formula.
Very good as always, Miss Anderson.
Why do you look angry? Anderson. It followed me wherever I went. Most people didn't really know me by my first name, but rather my surname. I actually have an interesting story about teachers that would pick on me because I was spacing out. All throughout middle, junior, and high school, I would read a lot during class, just books from home or from the library. And I had teachers that hated me for it. And so, if they caught me doing so, they would call on me and either A, tell me to answer a question, or B, tell me to repeat what they had just said. And I would be so frustrating to them because I would repeat back what they said word for word, and they would just get so angry to the point where they called the principal and my parents stood by my side because they're like, well, if she can repeat it back word for word, then she's totally listening. She's just multitasking. You should really love that our daughter can multitask, which was an entertaining thing to see the principal try to flounder around for an answer why I shouldn't multitask. But fuck him. I don't care. It was awesome. Okay. Back to the story. No doubt, since the surname was the trademark of an internationally famous and I can never pronounce this word. Philanthropic, yes. It's one of those words that you read but you never have to say, so whenever you try to say it for the first time, it sucks. Anderson Family Toys, and because the founder was my own grandfather. Suzu, one of my best friends, turned around and proudly gave me a punch on the shoulder.
Kick ass, girl.
Her voice, oh my god. From beside me, I heard Naomi, another of my best friends, clearing her throat in obvious disapproval of Suzu's choice of words.
She means good job.
Oh my god, what a snooty voice. I like the outfit, though. I'm never really a big fan of horizontal stripes. Oh, fuck. Well, that happened.
Miss Capini.
Capini. That sounds Italian.
Oi!
Care to tell me who the creators of this formula were?
Fuck it.
Some guys named Black and Scholes. Fisher Black and Myron Scholes.
Oh, I have a feeling I'm gonna hate Naomi.
Very good, Miss Patterson.
Show off.
I like Suzu. She's fun.
Better study next time, Suzu. Be like us and study once in a while.
Fuck yeah. I've had friends like that and they get so annoying. Suzu rolled her eyes and slouched into her chair as Naomi gave her a small smirk. She always pouted when Naomi showed her up.
That's the end of today's lecture. Now, let's separate into groups and work on your projects. Remember, everything is due on Monday. Go ahead now.
Oh, crap, I missed a thing. Oh well. Before I knew it, Suzu and Naomi had scooted their desks to align with mine, and we turned into the Three Musketeers. Whenever the teacher let the students decide on groups, we always grouped together in our little trio. It was a sheer stroke of luck that we all managed to be in the same class, so we had to at least take the opportunity and stick together as much as we could. Besides, we were the most comfortable around each other than, say, compared to being around any other classmate. It just made sense to us to put our heads together for any kind of project. And my phone's going off. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. That happened. Let's continue this little interaction. I took out the poster we were working on and rolled it out open upon the 3 desks. We were pretty much finished with fulfilling most of the guidelines for the project, though we did still have to add a few finishing touches here and there. After working on making the poster a bit prettier, we sat back and inspected our work to see what we still had to do. Naomi, as usual, was the first to look for any issues. She lightly tapped a pencil against her chin, staring intently at the project.
Alright, so let's see. We finished the budgeting section, the building leasing, and the cost for labor. What else do we need?
Oh god, I know exactly what chart they're doing right now. Oh, this part really sucked. I could never figure out the right math for... Like, it was the 3rd column in this type of chart. I can picture it in my head, I just can't remember what the title of the column was. But I would have so many issues with it. Suzu straightened up to look at the poster and stroked her chin. After a few seconds, her face brightened as she spoke up.
How about a company name? Huh? Did we really skip over that? Of course we did. You always go straight into the logical statistics and stuff that you completely skip over the fact. We need a name for our project. At least we caught it this time. What do we name it? Not sure. What do you think?
It always came down to me. Whenever there was something to be named or titled, I was the master and ending decision, even when I didn't want to be.
I like Trinity Corporations.
That is way too predictable. How about the Dragon Company?
What do dragons have to do with our project?
What? It's a totally unpredictable name. It's hot.
Agreed.
Our company sells bubble gum.
Who said we can't produce spicy bubblegum?
What do you think?
Yeah. What do you think?
Both of them looked at me expectantly, even though I wasn't quite sure myself. I didn't really want to choose sides, but if it were up to me, I would say dragon, yes.
Booyah! Dragon Company it is!
Alright, now that we've decided on a name, now...
We ended our name game and giggled, scrambling my thoughts. A giggle, bleh. I can't read, obviously. As we ended our name game, a giggle scrambled my thoughts. Who was that?
Ignore it, it's just Lisette.
I looked over my shoulder to see her laughing with her circle of friends, mostly comprised of popular people that were practically friends with everyone in the school. If they were friends with everyone, then why are they such dicks? That always bugged me. And as a result, everyone in the school knew them. In the center of it all was Lisette White. She sat with a posture that indicated she was still working, but that she also was ready to casually chat about her day. She had an endearing balance of charismatic and awkward. Charisma. Whatever. Which was readily apparent when she first talked to someone. It was easy to make her smile and laugh, and she was quite the comedian as well. I've heard that this Lisette chick is is an antagonist. So, yeah, they're a dick. Then why are they popular? Meh, whatever. Basically, she was perfect. Not that she was like a robot or something, but that she was a student that everyone else wanted to be. Lisette was bright, easygoing, and above all had her future laid out right in front of her. Unlike the average student, she knew what she wanted to do after high school, and as a result, she was confident and ambitious, although sometimes it could rub a lot of people the wrong way. Moreover, I had known her ever since I was young, but it had ultimately resulted in a rivalry that continued today. Of course, my friends knew what was between us, and upon seeing me glance at her, they shifted their attention to her.
She doesn't even look like she's working, in my opinion.
She probably is, but she's too much of a stuck-up priss to allow herself to look like she's actually doing work.
Oh, come on, Suzu. She may be a little off-putting, but she's not the giant priss that you're making her seem to be.
This one's voice annoys me.
The day she isn't a priss is the day I turn into you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Never mind. It's about time. Let's bail.
Unsurprisingly, Suzu was the first one out of the class, slinging her backpack over her shoulder with ease as she quickly strolled out the door.
Her seat isn't even closest to the exit, and she always manages to be the first one out of the door. I don't think I'll ever understand that.
Yeah, I was usually the first one out, too. Naomi folded her arms close to her chest, giving me a disappointed look.
Oh, not you, too. She's turning you into a delinquent.
Well, if class is out, then leave. That's not being a delinquent. That's wanting to get out of that class. Oh, I keep right-clicking by accident. Sorry. Haha, it's just a joke, Naomi.
Well, it's not really funny.
Fuck you too.
Man, you guys are slow. Are you coming or what?
I enjoy this one's personality.
We heard you the first time. Not everyone has rocket boosters attached to their legs when the bell rings.
Are you kidding me? That class was ridiculously boring. Even Miss Valedictorian here was dozing off a bit.
Haha, I do have to admit that I was spacing out. But just because I answered one question doesn't mean I'm automatically the valedictorian.
Okay, so it wasn't too interesting. But you should at least pay attention when Phillips is talking about the important parts.
If you know the answers, then what's the point? I mean, the way the American school system is set up, it's gonna fuck you over anyway. So as long as you can get the answers right, it really doesn't matter.
So you finally admit it. We're finally on the same wavelength. Welcome to the club, Patterson.
Please, don't call me by my last name. This isn't the classroom. And never in a million years will we ever see things eye to eye.
Despite this, they both burst out into laughter. Normally, everyone would think that opposites like them wouldn't ever associate with each other. But even though they were so different, their friendship somehow made a lot of sense. Maybe there were just perfect complements, or personality that just didn't dictate the possibility of their friendship. After all, we three were the best of friends since preschool.
Alright, so where are we heading to first? Cafeteria? I think we can all agree that we're really hungry, especially after hearing about our company's line of deliciously spicy bubblegum.
Who would even buy that? I wonder.
Cinnamon bubblegum's a thing.
Me? I would pay good money to get a taste of it.
You do like spicy food, after all. We entered the cafeteria, a bustling room filled with the aromas of different kinds of food. As we got in line, we ordered our meals and chatted freely. This is how my junior high lunchroom was set up. The ceiling was different. The ceiling was flat, and it didn't have skylights or anything, but it was set up very similarly.
Cajun fries, and the spicy chicken burger for me. That's my definition of a good meal.
I'll take a tuna sandwich and some juice. You're probably going to need water or something to curb all that spicy flavor, Suzu.
Milk curbs the spicy flavor, not water. Water makes it worse.
I can't be tamed by the likes of that. If it's spicy, then it's gotta be all or nothing.
You're crazy!
Spicy food is pretty good.
Oh yeah, I'm crazy.
When I was a baby, I used to chug hot sauce.
I think I'm getting a migraine.
I think I'll go with spicy. Once we got our food, we settled down at one of the empty tables, putting our backpacks aside to finally dig into the food. Suzu leaned back in her chair, tilting it back so that she could rest her feet on the table by her food. I always found that gross, putting your feet on the table right next to your food. Ugh. No thank you.
Alright then, is there anything we want to talk about?
Bored already?
I know, let's talk about—
Say boys and I will never speak to you ever again.
Boys.
Aw, why not?
What's so interesting about talking about guys? Not like any of us are gonna get boyfriends anytime soon.
Doesn't mean it isn't fun to talk about them, though.
We don't know that. What if one of us does get a boyfriend?
Because guys are awesome.
Like that's going to happen, Naomi. Look at us. I'm a tiny Italian. You're a ditzy blonde.
I knew she was Italian. No.
Hey!
No offense. And Anderson here. Well, I guess she could land a boyfriend or girlfriend if she wants.
Or girlfriend?
She can be a lesbian if she wants.
True.
That's okay, Suzu. I'm not sure I want a boyfriend yet.
Why not? It's our senior year. Might as well get a boyfriend.
Dating's fun. It just is. It's cool to meet new people and experience things.
Maybe she's just not interested in a relationship, Suzu.
Well, it wasn't really about wanting a relationship, but more that there was no one interesting enough to be in a relationship with. I can see that. That's kind of how I was in high school. No one caught my eye, really, except for, like, a couple of guys, and nothing came of it, so. Don't get me wrong, I'm an open person, but there are not many interesting guys in the school to go out with. Who knows? Time will tell. Naomi looked at me, wanting to continue the conversation. However, before she could speak, the speakers in the cafeteria started up, and an announcement echoed throughout the cafeteria.
Miss Anderson, please come to the main office immediately. Please bring your things with you.
Oh my.
Looks like our plans have been cut short. The men in white coats have finally come to get you.
I would sing a song here, but I would get copyright, violated.
Suzu, don't joke around. What if it's serious?
Fine. If something happens, just call us.
You know, they kind of remind me of my friends. I mean, as much as this one bugs me, she does remind me of one of the friends that I have right now. Kind of in an overbearing sister kind of way, though, you know? I guess you wouldn't. Or maybe you would, I don't know. I love my friends. Funny enough, something did happen. And it was certainly no laughing matter. Cold. It was really cold. The rain became heavier that afternoon, accompanied by a rolling thunder now and then. The skies had turned dark, although I couldn't see if any of it was under the black umbrella. Not that I was looking up. In fact, looking up was the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. I stared at the grass beneath my feet, unable to look up at the people weeping around me. All I could see was the damp grass underneath my feet. Only the monotone eulogies that floated through my ears reminded me that I was at a funeral. It was only when the speeches ended that I was finally able to raise my head. A small gathering of people, mostly made up of relatives that I didn't even know were related to me, were huddled up around a small, simple grave. For a while, all I heard was the sound of raindrops on umbrellas. If it weren't raining, everything would probably be in a heavy silence. I looked beside me where my father was standing, holding up a large black umbrella for our small family of 3. His face was emotionless, a strange sight next to my weeping mother. I wondered what was going through his mind. After all, etched into the smooth gray tombstone before us was his father's name. My grandfather, the one who raised me like his own daughter, had passed away that day. The ceremony was small, only close family were allowed to come. Slowly, though, people began to leave, leaving my father, mother, and me behind at the grave. A man dressed in a clean black suit, under the uniform black umbrella of the funeral attendees, walked towards us, introducing himself as grandfather's lawyer. He pulled out a few documents from his suitcase and began to read aloud its contents.
And now, I shall read Harold Anderson's last will and testament.
Only my parents and I were allowed to be present for my grandfather's will. It was under the strict request of his lawyer, and there was a reason why.
And to my dearest granddaughter, I give my estate. All the furniture and decor that resides within the house shall also be given to my granddaughter.
What? I couldn't believe my ears. I had earned the family estate at 18? That was impossible, and yet it was written down by my own grandfather's hand.
He passed the family estate to her? Why am I not surprised?
Well, you're a dick.
Dear.
Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company?
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
Even to the bitter end, he wouldn't give in. What a stubborn old man.
I don't like you. Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression on his face.
About the estate. Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
Are you sure we should?
Why not? This would be a good experience for her.
You sound like you want to punish me by just getting rid of me. You really are a dick.
Honey, what do you think?
I really wasn't sure what to say. Why did my grandfather think that I was the appropriate heir to the mansion? Was I even ready to live on my own?
Well, that seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm
snooty
sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust.
Jealous bastard!
David!
Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began walking back to the car, disinterested.
Don't mind him, honey. I think that your grandfather's passing really affected him. Why don't we get back home for now?
Your accent is interesting. I like it. You can go ahead to the car, Mom. I think I need some time alone with Grandpa.
Oh, of course. Take all the time you need.
She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. I looked around the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, save for the solemn-looking grave that was laid in front of me. I'm sure that if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all of this, it would have been much different. It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would bury his own family the same day they pass away? Everyone knew my grandfather's love of toys, and yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any children's toys. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers. I remember when my grandpa died. It wasn't a good time. His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was a choked sob. You told me to stay strong, but right now I'm the furthest from it. Like that one time, a long time ago. You know, actually, with this scene change, I think I'm gonna end it here for today. I will play it in a little bit longer, or a little bit later, and I will record it, and it will all be awesome. Thank you for listening, guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.